Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action for a Sunday evening at Flamboro Downs. Track listed as fast, beautiful, warm Sunday evening. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card. Races 1 and 2, no changes. No changes, races 1 or 2. Race number 3, 5, Serial Killer, open to Swedish Blind. Open to Swedish Blind. Races 4 through 6, no changes. No changes, races 4 through 6. Race number 7, 1, Woodmere, Denver, steel to aluminum shoes on the back. Steel to aluminum on the back, and 1, Woodmere, Denver. And races 8 and 9, no changes. field on Post Parade for race number 1. 1 is Typhoon Stride, J.R. Plot for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. Number 2 is Holy Jalapeno, Damien McClellan for Ken Skinner. And number 3 is Brightside Maceo, J.B. Renault for Julie Walker and Darlene Carr. Number 4 is Clint Vat, Anthony Hunt for Tim Myers and David Omicelli. And 5 is Lions Brush Marks, Travis Cullen for John Lockheed and Dorian DeJong and Ed Laybourne. Number 6, Odds on Carmel, Austin Surrey for Gerard Demers and Mark LeMay. Number 7, Sporty B, Jay Harris for Jack Moisev and High Stakes Incorporated and Nancy McNevin. And number 8 is Silverback Jack Jason Ryan for Robert Kyle Fellows and Marissa Wilson. It's a field of 8 for race number 1. Let's get a look at this field. I want to start with number 4, Clint Vet, who is dropping in class. And Clint Vet is one that's struggled of late, but look at on the year on the whole has been good. 8 out of 20 in the top 2. Clint Vet now makes a second start after being off due to sickness. And I think Clint Vet, coming back just 7 days later, could be very effective. Clint Vet is one I think that's got to be a good shot here to be strong with a class drop and the second start off the missing a race due to sickness. Others to look at in here. Number 6, Odds on Carmel is one that was 4th at Georgian Downs on closing day there, August the 31st. Last time out race here, got off the gate well, but didn't finish the mile strongly. But I do like the overall speed that this one shows, and I think this one should fit well in this class. And overall, I think Odds on Carmel is not enough this year and last year in this with this group for me to think that this one can be a factor. Look, it is Austin Surrey, Gerard Demers, very strong tandem. This is one that did score a win at Georgian and won 51-3 this year. So I've seen some really good flashes from this one. Odds on Carmel is 7-2. Number 1, Typhoon Stride, is getting a better post than last time out here. Did close into it to finish 4th, but look, it is winless in 18 starts on the year. J.R. Plot on the inside. This is one that did leave reasonably well in the 2 previous starts at Grand River. Typhoon Stride, I think, can be a top 3, but I don't see this one as a win threat. And yet 5-2. J.R. Plot for Ashley Lenvoy. And number 2, Holy Jalapeno, closed up nicely last race to at least be beaten just 3 1/4. I think this is one that's just a fringe player. Doesn't have a strong top 3 record on the season, but Holy Jalapeno, I think, shows some signs of getting better and is one that I think in this class could maybe round out the superfecta at a bit of a price, 15-1. But number 4, Clint Vet, my top one is 3-5 on the board. Gate is rolling for race number 1. Typhoon Stride, Holy Jalapeno, and Brightside Maseo on the inside. In the center, Clint's Vet, Lines Brush Marks. To the outside, Odds on Carmel, Sporty B, and Silverback Jack. Field of the first race is at the start of the rough, and Clint's Vet leads with Odds on Carmel, then Typhoon Stride and Holy Jalapeno and Brightside Maseo, then Sporty B and Silverback Jack, and trailing the field is Lions Brush Marks, but it is Clint's Vet who's got the lead. Clint's Vet on into the backstretch they go. Typhoon Stride is racing position second. Odds on Carmel is third as they hustle their way to the opening quarter. Then it is Holy Jalapeno and back to Brightside Maseo on past that opening quarter. Clint's Vet 1-2 on the board. Has the lead for Anthony Hahn. Typhoon Stride second. Odds on Carmel is third. Then it is Holy Jalapeno and Brightside Maseo. Sporty B, Silverback Jack, and Lions Brush Marks. And they work their way past that opening quarter in 27-3, and as the field comes off the turn heading up towards the half, it is Clint's Vet, lead of about 2.5 lengths, and is just cruising right now over Typhoon Stride and Odds on Carmel and Holy Jalapeno. Then it is Brightside Maseo, 56 and 1/2 time. Then Sporty B and Silverback Jack. Lions Brush Marks is trailing the field, 56 and 1/2 time. Clint's Vet is freewheeling it on top and leads by about 2 1/4. Typhoon Stride trying to get up a little closer. Odds on Carmel third. Holy Jalapeno is racing position fourth. And then Brightside Maseo and Sporty B. Clint's Vet leads as they race on up towards 3/4, 1:24-3, and Clint's Vet at 1-2 on the board is leading as they race on to that final turn by about 4 or 5. Typhoon Stride and Odds on Carmel, and then Brightside Maseo. Clint's Vet as the field turns for a home on down the stretch drive, and Clint's Vet and Anthony Hahn treating this field like the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. It's Clint's Vet to win it going away. Typhoon Stride is second, and then third, Brightside Maseo. Odds on Carmel, 153-3. There's the winner of race 1, number 4, Clint's Vet. Anthony Hahn, the winning driver. Clint's Vet, a 5-year-old all-bet soft brown gelding, owned by David Omicelli. Tim Myers, the trainer, 6th win on the season, 8th lifetime for Clint's Vet and Anthony Hahn, 153-3. First race payouts for Clint's Vet, $3, 210, 210. 1, Typhoon Stride, 320, 260. 3, Brightside Maseo, $5.90. $2 exact or $8. Dollar try 33.80. Dollar super 125.35. 20-cent super 25.07. First race or a finish from the top 263-17458. That's 263-17458 on the bottom. field for the second on parade. One, the long shot panic J. Harris for Wayne Smith. Number 2 is Belmont Blazer, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen. Number 3 is All Right, All Right, All Right, Jason Ryan for Zachary Carroll and Karen Carroll. And number 4 is Aaron Wood, Big Mac, Anthony Hunt for Tim Myers and David Omicelli. 5 is Puff Slash Shadow, J.R. Platt for David Ryan, Sarah Fry. And number 6, Country Grace, George Ketros drives and trains and owns. And number 7, State 1, Smiley Austin, sorry for Gaston Dubois. Field of 7, race number 2. Let's get a look at some of the players here in this second race. A field of 7, purse of $8,500. Non-winners of 3 on the pace. We'll start with number 4, Aaron Wood, Big Mac. And, well, the place you've got to start because this one munched on the field each of the last couple races. Now, if you go back, has 5 dominant-looking wins in the last 7 starts. Also a second and a 7th during that run. But each one of those wins were by wide margins. The most narrow of them all was 3 1/4 lengths. Everything else was more than that. Aaron Wood, Big Mac. I don't know if anybody will be able to muster much of a challenge to Aaron Wood, Big Mac. When this one gets the lead, nobody can catch up. Aaron Wood, Big Mac, 5 wins in those last 7 starts. Others to get a look at in here. State 1, Smiley, second by a nose last race. Left from the outside and got away second from post 8, so might be firing early. Again, you see a lot of gate speed with this one. In fact, the only start where you don't see this one blasting is from a trailer post to Grand River, July the 25th, but all of the others got off the gate pretty effectively. State 1, Smiley, 8 out of 12 in the top 2, so might be the one you use on the exactor with a heavy favored Aaron Wood, Big Mac. Others to look at, well, actually now the money has come to 2, Belmont Blazer, but I want to talk about number 3, All Right, All Right, All Right. I think this one could be pretty all right in here. That last race missed a start due to sickness. Then they came back here September the 7th, raced from the trailer post, and closed nicely to be beaten just a length and a quarter. I think this one could be more than all right, and just might split the top 2. Jason Ryan for Zachary Carroll. One thing to note, though, this one doesn't have a top 2 finish on the year, and you should be able to get a little bit of a price. But I'm taking a flyer on one that also shows some good flashes. I've seen some good miles out of this one, and All Right, All Right, All Right is 5 to 1. Number 2, Belmont Blazer. Travis Cullen, Jody Collins, who obviously warrants regard, but I think is stepping up in class off of a 3rd place finish last time out. Belmont Blazer is one that's been just a fringe player of late, and really just 1 win in 19 starts on the year. But the barn sends them ready to go. Belmont Blazer, though, I don't like 7 to 5 on Belmont Blazer. Instead, well, now also 7 to 5 is Aaron Wood, Big Mac, but man, he's got the big-time credentials of late with those wins. The one difference, though, Aaron Wood, Big Mac is a non-winners at 2, moving up to non-winners at 3, and the last 2 wins, dominant wins in this class, whereas Belmont Blazer, you do see this one racing in the non-winners at 3 here and at Georgian Downs. But still overall, Aaron Wood, Big Mac has looked like if he needed to go more, he could have. And I just think he steps up to this class and then probably crushes them again. Gates rolling for the second. Long shot panic. Belmont Blazer in the center. All right, all right, all right. Ironwood Big Mac and Puff Slash Shadow to the outside. Country Grace and State One Smiley. Field of 7 for the second race. Off stride is Long Shot Panic, and the field drives out, and it is Country Grace with All Right, All Right, All Right. Then Belmont Blazer and State One Smiley. Ironwood Big Mac is relaxed away fifth as they work on around the turn. Then racing position sixth is Puff Slash Shadow. But right now it is Belmont Blazer who's got the early lead. Advantage is a couple of lengths, and State One Smiley. All right, all right, all right is third. Then Country Grace. Ironwood Big Mac is back fifth, about a dozen off the lead. Then Puff Slash Shadow and Long Shot Panic. 27 and 2 is the opening quarter, and Belmont Blazer at 3-1's got the lead. State One Smiley is second. All right is third. Ironwood Big Mac now has moved to the outside and is starting to come on now as they race their way off the turn heading up towards us, and it is Belmont Blazer, State One Smiley. Ironwood Big Mac is moving on the outside now. Ironwood Big Mac is coming on and trying to share second with State One Smiley and close the gap on Belmont Blazer. Half of 57 as they work their way on into the backstretch. Belmont Blazer still by a couple. State One Smiley. Ironwood Big Mac still has some work to do. And racing position fourth is All Right, All Right, All Right. Then Puff Slash Shadow. And then for the back, Long Shot Panic and Country Grace. And Belmont Blazer getting some urging. And Ironwood Big Mac is getting a little closer now. It is Belmont Blazer trying to hold on. Ironwood Big Mac is steadily closing. 3/4, 125 and 1, a 28 and 1/3 panel. Belmont Blazer. Ironwood Big Mac and Anthony Hahn not urging this one, just freewheeling on the outside, gets a light tap just there. Ironwood Big Mac alongside Belmont Blazer, and Ironwood Big Mac on down the stretch drive they come, and Ironwood Big Mac goes right on by. Belmont Blazer is second, then Puff Slash Shadow. Up the inside is All Right, All Right, All Right. 154 and 4, Ironwood Big Mac. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 2, number 4, Ironwood Big Mac. Anthony Hahn with the driving double. 3-year-old McWicked Bay Gelding by David Omicelli. Tim Myers, the trainer. 6th win in 14 starts for Ironwood Big Mac. Anthony Hahn victorious in races 1 and 2. 2 scoops of Haagen-Dazs. The payouts number 4 Aaronwood Big Mac 310 230 210. 2 Belmont Blazer 310 275. Puff slash Shadow 630. $2 exactor 14.70. Dollar Try 58.40. Dollar Super 110.20. 20-cent Super is 22.04. $2 double 6.20. Second race over a finish from the top. 5241367. That's 5241367 on the bottom. And fans, our groom of the week, our caretaker of the week is Jacob Normand. Jacob looks happy, and he should be. He's caretaker of the week here at Flamboro Downs. On post parade, one is Carson Shadow Austin Sorry for Gerard Demers and Francois Morin. Number 2 is I Did It My Shoe, Eddie Hensley for Rafael Barras and Kim Ebacher. And number 3 is Trident Sealster, Jason Ryan for Barry Treen. Number 4 is Phone 911, Travis Gunn for Jody Cullen and Paul Sanders. Number 5 is Serial Killer, Andre Goy for Courtney Robson. And number 6 is Liberty Royal, Travis Henry for Mitchell Tierney and James Quinn. Field of 6 for race number 3. Fans at the front of the program note I did write my race 3 picks. It should be listed as 4126. 4126. So the top 4. And my pick of the night, although we have 2 of them this evening, and one is number 4, Phone 911. And look, last time out at Mohawk, didn't race well, but 10,000 claiming handicap, had post 10, and got parked for almost all the miles. So really just forget that mile, and then look to the one 2 starts ago in an optional 10 claimer at Georgian Downs, was able to win. Now you do see a number of starts. 3 of the last 4 starts didn't go well, but also you go a little bit further back before those last 2. Racing always in the optional 15,000 claimer. In fact, in July, back-to-back wins in one in a 10 and one in a 15, pardon me, but did beat the optional 15 claimer July the 27th and had back-to-back wins, the other one in against 10, but now is in for 8,000. Phone 911, I just think has a huge class edge on this field, and even though that last race, I just disregard that. Look to the start before it, and I think Phone 911 can beat up this field. Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen, and is currently 8-5. Number 1, Carson Shadow, certainly has been very effective. 3 straight wins in this class, and Carson Shadow 5 wins in 10 starts on the year, and certainly has enough overall speed. Been racing in 55 and change the last 3. The thing to note, though, Phone 911, is you do see this one winning in 53 flat July the 20th at Georgian Downs. And Phone 911, I think, has more speed. But certainly Carson Shadow has been really good of late. Others to get a look at in here. Number 2, I Did It My Way. Back-to-back wins. Now, that was in the 8,000 claiming winners under, so that's the lower level of the 8,000 claiming class, kind of the remedial class, but certainly been racing well. Now moves up a level. Eddie Hensley for Rafi Barassa off of 2 really good races. I Did It My Way at 8-1. And then one more is number 6, Liberty Royal. And Liberty Royal is one that was 3rd in this class last time out, with Carson Shadow winning. Liberty Royal parked a good chunk of the way and yet still hung tough. I thought it was a very impressive effort by Liberty Royal, and was good the start before it in the class below this one at Georgian Downs. So Liberty Royal, I think, can get onto the ticket somewhere, 7-1. Gate is rolling for race number 3. Carson's Shadow, I Did It My Way on the inside. In the center, Trident Sealster, phone 911. To the outside, Serial Killer and Liberty Royal. Field of 6 for race number 3. They're at the start of the rough end. Phone 911 will lead with Carson's Shadow, I Did It My Way, and Trident Sealster as they drive it into the turn. But Carson's Shadow with the inside advantage has got the lead, and I Did It My Way is second. Phone 911 is racing positioned third, and then fourth is Trident Sealster, and then fifth way is Liberty Royal and Serial Killer. Carson's Shadow at the front as they race their way on towards the opening quarter. Carson's Shadow, I Did It My Way. Phone 911 is 2-5 now and is racing third. Then Trident Sealster and Liberty Royal and Serial Killer. Carson's Shadow leads as they press on up off the turn heading towards the half, and Carson's Shadow at 6-5 has got the front. I Did It My Way at 14-1 is currently racing second. Phone 911 is third and is still going to race on the inside for a moment, and then Trident Sealster, Liberty Royal, and then Serial Killer. And on past the half they go. Carson's Shadow as the field works their way up towards the 5/8. Carson's Shadow, I Did It My Way. And phone 911 is still on the inside, has yet to emerge as a challenger for Carson's Shadow. Carson's Shadow, I Did It My Way. Phone 911 is going to pop out now. And then a gap of 3 or 4. Fourth is Trident Sealster. And then Liberty Royal and Serial Killer. And Carson's Shadow, 6-5 on the board, has the lead. Phone 911, the heavy favorite, is on the outside and getting closer. And then I Did It My Way. Carson's Shadow, though, is game. And phone 911 has still got work to do. And then I Did It My Way. The field turns from Carson's Shadow. And phone 911 on down the stretch where they come. Carson's Shadow up the inside is I Did It My Way. And out charging is phone 911. And phone 911, Carson's Shadow. Carson's Shadow wins. Phone 911 was second. I Did It My Way and Trident Sealster. There is the winner. Number 1, Carson's Shadow. Austin Sorry, the winning driver. 9-year-old Shadow Play Bay Gelding by Francois Morin. Trained by Gerard Demare. 6th win in 11 starts on the year. 29th lifetime for Carson's Shadow. Third race payouts 1, Carson's Shadow. 460 210 210. 4 phone 911 210 210. 2 I did it my way 270. $2 exactor 690. Dollars rise 655. Dollar super 2085. 20-cent super is 417. Third race from the top. Order of finish 134265. That's the third race order of finish. 134265 is the order of finish in program order, top to bottom. Field on post parade for the fourth one. Delightful leader, Daryl Thiessen for Melissa Lamoureux and Jeffrey Boyd. Number 2 is Ponder No Longer, Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. 3, Palladium Hanover, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Paul Sanders in A1 stable. And 4 is Humberland Ambrose, Austin Saray for Rachel Andrew and Ralph Jardine. 5 is Darquinus Hanover, Travis Henry for Tess Waxman and Frank Cirillo and Carmelo Shime. Number 6, Harry G, Damian McClellan for Duncan Gillis and Christina Saftig. And number 7 is Going Fast, J.R. Plant for Gerard Mares and Tag Incorporated. Field of 7 for race number 4. Let's get a look at this field for the 4th race. Note it is Horses and Geldings, a top-level condition group, purse of $10,000. And first up, we'll look at number 3, Palladium Hanover, who's been on a really good run of late in terms of overall consistent efforts, and right now is one that, comes in getting a lot of love, 3 to 5 on the board. Raced in this class last time out and was second best. Now the one that beat him is not back in here, and Palladium Hanover, I think overall has a very huge chance. Did win 3 in a row before that last race effort, finishing second. A lot of gate speed, good post position to blast from Palladium Hanover and Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen, 3 to 5. Number 5, Tarquinius Hanover, is one that's coming in from Mohawk and was really good before that last race. You do see, in fact, a couple of 50 and change miles going 3 and 4 races back. Did win in 50 and 3, and also one that can really fly off the gate. You see a 26 and 2 opening quarter at Mohawk, 3 starts back. And Tarquinius Hanover, Travis Henry for Tess Waxman is currently 5 to 1 on the board. Certainly could be dangerous in here. Others, number 1, Delightful Leader, was really good at Mohawk 2 races ago, a win of second, a close second in 51 and 1. You see a 150 flat mile also further down the page, August the 2nd. Delightful Leader is a solid player in here. Daryl Thiessen for Melissa Lamoureux. And one more is number 2, Ponder No Longer. This is one that was racing consistently well before that last race. Never got into the mile last race, but I expect this one to bounce back, be very effective. Was third to Palladium Hanover in 3 consecutive races. Ponder No Longer and Eddie Hensley. I like this one to get back onto the ticket and rebound, 8 to 1. gate is rolling for race number 4. Delightful leader, Ponda no longer on the inside. In the center, Palladium Hanover, Harborlight Ambrose, and Tarquinius Hanover. To the outside, Harry G and going fast. Field of 7, race number 4. Here they come. And the field for race number 4 is at the start of the rough, and Palladium Hanover is going to get out well with Harborlight Ambrose and delightful leader Tarquinius Hanover. Then Ponder No Longer and Harry G. And then it is going fast, but right now Palladium Hanover is blasted out, and Palladium Hanover is going to lead up a couple of lengths. Delightful leader is racing second. Then Ponder No Longer, Harborlight Ambrose, Tarquinius Hanover. Then Harry G. and going fast. Palladium Hanover 3 to 5 on the board has the front. Delightful leader is racing second. Third in line is Ponder No Longer. And then it is Harborlight Ambrose and Tarquinius Hanover. Back to Harry G. and going fast. And they race their way around the turn. Palladium Hanover is on top right now with a lead of a couple of lengths over delightful leader. Then Ponder No Longer, Harborlight Ambrose, and on the outside going fast is gaining a bit of ground. Then Tarquinius Hanover and Harry G. off a 27 opening quarter on past the half, and it's Palladium Hanover who leads as they race their way up towards the 5/8 off a half of 56 and 3. Delightful leader is biding time in the pocket, and Ponder No Longer on the outside is working for his over and about 2 off the lead. Palladium Hanover, Ponder No Longer, trying to chip away and get closer to Palladium Hanover. Palladium Hanover, delightful leader. Ponder No Longer, the top 3. Harborlight Ambrose is racing 4th. Then it is going fast in racing 6th is Harry G. And 7th is Tarquinius Hanover. Palladium Hanover leads by a length and a half. Delightful leader has been getting a delightful trip. 1:24 and 3 the 3/4 time. Ponder No Longer is on the outside, still first up, has been out a long while, is about 2 off the lead on down the stretch drive for Palladium Hanover, and up the inside, delightful leader is trying to close on Palladium Hanover. Palladium Hanover, delightful leader. Palladium Hanover is going to hold on. Delightful leader is second. Ponder No Longer, and Harborlight Ambrose 153 and 1. Back in front of us, 3 Palladium Hanover. Travis Cullen, the winning driver. Palladium Hanover's a 5-year-old Art Speak Bay gelding, owned by Paul Sanders, an A1 stable. Jody Cullen, the trainer. 8th win this season for Palladium Hanover, 23rd lifetime. Fourth race, payout 3, Palladium ahead of her. 320, 220, 210. One Delightful Leader, 260, 210. Two Ponder No Longer, 210. $2 exact or $9. Dollar try, $12.60. Dollar super, $29.45. Dollar pick 3, $10.50. Fourth race, order of finish from the top, said 2314765. That's 2314765 on the bottom. And just a note on the Super High Five carryover of 3,100, 89.05. The High Five carryover in race 5, 3,100, 89.05. Fans note in race 8, number 7, Freight Days a Week, the driver Austin Sorey. Race 8, number 7, Freight Days a Week, Austin Sorey will drive. Post parade for the fifth race. 1 is Gnarls Barkley, Travis Henry for Paul Cameron and Princeton Farms. Number 2 is Rebull, J.R. Plot for Tess Waxman and Michael Fox. And number 3 is Car Wash Blues, Anthony Hahn for Meg Crone and Hutt Racing Stable. And number 4 is Ambush Sealster, Daryl Thiessen for John Kennedy and Allison Kennedy. Number 5 is Wicked Turn, Scott Kohler for Rick Edwards. Number 6 is Snowport, Travis Cullen for Ashley Lenvoy and Gino Toscani. Number 7, Night Train, Paul McKenzie for Stephen Gillard and Marilyn Gillard. And number 8 is Treasure's Eyes, Andre Goy, drives and trains for Don Lasheed. And number 9 is Drink Up Muchacho, Jason Ride for Tyler Moore and John McDonald. It's a field of 9 for race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. The fifth race, horses and geldings on the pace, maidens. We'll start with number 2, Rebull. Really fine effort here last time out. A much better start last race and almost won. Beaten just half a length by Boyd Bay, who's not back in here. Rebull has gate speed, another favorable post, and likely to blast out by J.R. Plot. And J.R. drove last time out, and likely to send this one again. And a good chance to get the job done this time off that good second last race, 6-5. Some others in here. 9, Drink Up Muchacho. Well, 2 races go at Grand River, was second, beaten half length in 55-1. So that compares very well. Rebull's last race here was 58-3. But also, look, Grand River is a much faster 5/8 surface now. And so that's actually pretty comparable. Drink Up Muchacho had a couple of really good races before trying Mohawk last race and just not having a good go of things there. But I think Drink Up Muchacho will come right back and be a very strong factor here. 9-2. I like the price. Others. Number 1, Gnarls Barkley has had just one start, and it was a third to get off the career on the right foot, and one that you do see with a couple of qualifiers, 27 and change qualifiers, final quarters, 27-3 and 27-1 final quarters. So Gnarls Barkley and Travis Henry for Paul Cameron, I think, is going to be a player in here, 4-1. And then number 3, Car Wash Blues. Well, hasn't raced since the 16th of August in a prospect series at Kawartha. But you do see this one in a maiden class August the 6th at Grand River. Parked early, then was back out and driving first up, and finished third, beaten a length in 55-4. I think Car Wash Blues is, if he is ready to go, this is a 2-year-old cattle wash gelding that just might be a player. The inside 3 and a couple of 2-year-olds, and then the rest 3-year-olds. Well, there's one 2-year-old from the trailer post, Drink Up Muchacha, but I did go to the 2-year-old Rebull, and I think also Car Wash Blues, I think, is going to be a player, 9-2. gate is rolling for race number 5. Niles Barkley, Ray Bull, and Car Wash Blues to the inside. In the center, Ambush Sealster, Wicked Turns, and to the outside, Snowport Night Train, Treasure's Eyes, and the second tier, Drink Up Muchacho. Field of 9 for race number 5, gathering speed approaching the start. Early break from Treasure's Eyes, and Snowport is going to get out quickly. Rebull is also driving. Gnarls Barkley, Car Wash Blues, then Drink Up Muchacho fifth away. Wicked Turns, then back to Night Train and Ambush Sealster, but it is Snowport who shovels right out to get a lead of about 2 1/4. Rebull is tracking along from second with Car Wash Blues third. Gnarls Barkley is racing fourth, and then Drink Up Muchacho, and for the back is Wicked Turns and Night Train, and then back to Ambush Sealster, but Snowport at 5-2 on the board has the front. Rebull, the 7-5 favorite, is second. 29 second opening quarter. Car Wash Blues third. Gnarls Barkley's racing fourth. Drink Up Muchacho is fifth as they come off the turn, and Snowport and Travis Cullen with the lead. Leading as they race up towards the half off that 29 opening quarter. Rebull 2 lengths off the lead is second in front of Car Wash Blues, and then Gnarls Barkley and Drink Up Muchacho. Night Train sixth, racing seventh. Wicked Turns, and then Ambush Sealster half of 59-2. And Snowport continues on, but right there, second Rebull has closed up tighter in the pocket. Car Wash Blues now to the outside is looking to come on and grab the front. Car Wash Blues now is on the outside, leading by about a half a length. Car Wash Blues 7-2 on the inside. Snowport at 5-2 is going to fight back. And Rebull, the 7-5 favorite, right behind those two. Gnarls Barkley's fourth, and fifth is Drink Up Muchacho. Then it is Wicked Turns and Night Train, 3/4, 128-4. And it is Car Wash Blues who's got the lead. Car Wash Blues, and now Rebull on the outside. Car Wash Blues and Snowport, and Rebull now is looming on the outside. Looming on the outside comes Rebull, charging against Car Wash Blues, who's digging in. Car Wash Blues and Rebull as they're going to fight to the finish. Car Wash Blues is going to win. Rebull second, then third was Snowport, and then Drink Up Muchacho 158-2. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 5. It's number 3, Car Wash Blues. Anthony Hahn with the driving hat trick. Car Wash Blues, a 2-year-old cattle wash, May Geldingham by Hut Racing, trained by Meg Crone. First win for Car Wash Blues, 158-2. The fifth race payouts. 3 Car Wash Blues, 920, 370, 280. 2 Rebull, 320, 220, 6 Snowport, 240. $2 race actor, $35. Dollar try, $47.85. 20-cent high five, $184.93. 20-cent pick five, $19.11. The fifth race, or a finish from the top, is a 721 853 694. That's 721 853 694 on the bottom. field on post braid for race number 6. One is Full Credit, Austin's Raver Jacob Roberts and Triple S Equine. Number 2 is LA Sun Control, Scott Gold Rick Edwards and Michael Tam. Number 3 is Elliott Moose, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen and Don McRae. And number 4 is YYC on the Horizon, Jason Ryan for Malik Smith and Verinder Gill and Michelle Etart. Five is Vertical Squared, Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. And number 6 is Highland Hot Sauce, Daryl Thiessen for Michelle Bowen. Field of 6, race number 6. Let's look at this field. Horses and geldings, optional $15,000 claimers on the pace. And we'll start with number 3, Elliott Moose. Definitely the recent form isn't great, but also this is one that definitely should be able to come in here and have a pretty strong showing. You look at some of the speed you see back in July and early August. This one had 3 consecutive 150 and change miles racing on the big track at Mohawk. So one that certainly has the overall class and speed to have a big say in things at this level in this condition class. Elliott Moose, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen, and likely to enjoy the venue change, even money. Number 5, Vertical Squirt, is one that won 3 in a row before trying Mohawk last race and racing in 51 and 3 and finishing 5th. But Vertical Squirt now looking to get away from Mohawk and get back rolling again, and certainly should be a factor for the top 2 here. Vertical Squirt and Eddie Hensley off of 3 really good miles at Georgian Downs and consistently racing well before that last race. And last race just in a little too tough. Vertical Squirt and Eddie Hensley is 5-1. Number 4, YYC on the Horizon's been really good of late, has been racing in this class and comes in with 4 consecutive top 3 finishes at this level. Big earner last year. YYC on the Horizon, things are going better now for this one, so can be a contender and is 2-1 on the board. Jason Ryan for Malik Smith. And one more is number 6, Highland Hot Sauce, one that stepped up with a huge win at Grand River at 15-1 2 races ago. And then last time raced here in this class and was 3rd to YYC on the Horizon. Highland Hot Sauce and Daryl Thiessen for Michelle Bowen, 13-1. But right now, number 3, Elliott Moose, is the one the fans have gone to, 3-5 as the favorite. Gate is rolling for race number 6. It's Full Credit and LA Sun Control on the inside. In the center, Elliott Moose and YYC on the horizon. To the outside, Vertical Squirt and Highland Hot Sauce. It's a field of 6 for race number 6. And they're at the start off, and YYC on the horizon, Elliott Moose, Full Credit on the inside, LA Sun Control, then Vertical Squirt, and Highland Hot Sauce as the field presses on around that first turn. And it is Full Credit with the lead, but Elliott Moose on the outside now is driving. Elliott Moose is moving up on the outside and is going to take the lead. Then Full Credit is racing second. YYC on the horizon third. Then it is LA Sun Control and Vertical Squirt, and Highland Hot Sauce is trailing the field. 28-second opening quarter. Elliott Moose at 4-5 has the front. Full Credit at 9-1 is filling the pocket. YYC on the horizon. LA Sun Control to the outside, coming first over. Then it is Vertical Squirt and Highland Hot Sauce, and now popping out from third comes YYC on the horizon. Off a 28-second opening quarter, Elliott Moose charging on the lead up towards the half, and on the outside, YYC on the horizon is coming on a bit now. Is only 2 lengths back, and then Full Credit is racing on the inside and up close in the pocket. 57-2 halftime. Highland Hot Sauce on the inside is racing fourth, and now has come off the cones and is spotted second over fourth, and racing fifth to the inside is Vertical Square. Then LA Sun Control, but Elliott Moose is getting away. Elliott Moose now is getting in front by about 3 lengths right now. YYC on the horizon is moose hunting, and Full Credit is third. Highland Hot Sauce racing fourth, then Vertical Square and LA Sun Control. 124-4. Elliott Moose leading. YYC on the horizon as the field turns for home, and it is Elliott Moose. YYC on the horizon is getting closer, but Elliott Moose digs in. Elliott Moose on the inside. YYC on the horizon. YYC on the horizon, making it close at the finish, and I think winning. It was close with Elliott Moose, and then Vertical Squirt and Highland Hot Sauce, 154-1. Back in front of us is number 4, YYC on the horizon. Jason Ryan with the winning drive. YYC on the horizon, 4-year-old Vertical Horizon Bay Gelding, owned by Malik Smith and Verinder Gill and Michelle Aithart. Malik Smith, the trainer. 4th win this season, 10th lifetime. YYC on the horizon. The 6th race payouts for YYC on the horizon, 610, 270, 210. 3 Elliott Moose, 260, 210. 5 Vertical Squirt, 210. $2 Exactor, 14.30. Dollar Triumph, 14.70. Dollar Super, 37.15. 20-cent Super, 7.43. 20-cent Pick Ford, 19.24. And fans, just a note in this 7th race, it is a pick 3. It does list a pick 4, as of course there is no 10th race, so a pick 3 available starting in race number 7. Sixth race. Order of finish from the top, 5, 6, 2, 1, 3, 4. That's 5, 6, 2, 1, 3, 4 in the bottom. And there again is a look at the caretaker of the week here at Flamboro Downs, Jacob Normand. Jacob Normand, our Flamboro Downs caretaker of the week. 1, Post Parade 1, Woodmere, Denver, J. Harris for Pamela Goodale. Number 2 is Snow Walker, Paul McKenzie for Louis F. Timiadis and Matthew Hardy F. Timiadis. And 3, St. Lad's Mischief, Daryl Cheeson for John Kennedy and Allison Kennedy. 4 is Better Be Early, Jason Ryan for Tyler Moore and Arnold's Horseshack. 5 is Uber Hanover, Travis Sculler for Jacob Roberts and Matthew Gillespie. And number 6, Keep America Great, Austin Sorry for Yvette Gallant. It's a field of 6 for race number 7. Let's get a look at this field. We'll start with number 1, Woodmere, Denver. J. Harris drives for Pamela Goodale. And Woodmere, Denver is currently 9-5 on the board. Woodmere, Denver making equipment change, steel to aluminum shoes, but just on the back. Last race here just didn't go well. Got 3 wide going to the quarter and just a rough outing. But Woodmere, Denver was very fine at Georgian Downs the start before that. Blasted out from post position 8. Parked early, had the lead. Only a couple got by deep in the stretch. I thought Woodmere, Denver was really strong there. And I expect Woodmere, Denver to come bouncing back very strongly in here. Woodmere, Denver 8-5 on the board and gets to drop 1 level for this start as well. Jay Harris for Pamela Goodale. My top one is 2-1. Number 6, Keep America Great. Well, this is one that's been struggling at Mohawk, so now we'll leave Mohawk trying to get back rolling. The overall record on the season isn't great at all, but Keep America Great could get back rolling a bit with the venue change. Austin Sorry for Yvette Gallant and is 5-1. Number 5, Uber Hanover, is one that raced better last race, beaten just 4 1/4 lengths, and does have some gate speed. Compact field to get Travis Cullen driving for Jacob Roberts, a solid connection. The overall record this season is not great at all, but Uber Hanover in this class maybe could be a top 3 and is 4-1. And number 4, Better Be Early. Well, of late, the form isn't great, but Better Be Early is dropping in class. This one, certainly with the class drop, could be dangerous. You only see 1 top 3 finish in 13 starts in the year, but Better Be Early could like this move all the way down. Better Be Early and Jason Ryan is 9-5 and is the second choice to 1 Woodmere, Denver. Gate is rolling for race number 7. Woodmere, Denver, Snow Walker on the inside. In the center, St. Lad's Mischief and Better Be Early. And to the outside, Uber Hanover and Keep America Great. Field for the 7th race. He is at the start of the rough in St. Lad's Mischief with Woodmere Denver. Woodmere Denver grabs the early lead. St. Lad's Mischief is second away. Then it is Snow Walker on the inside, but on the outside, Better Be Early. Trailing pair Uber Hanover and Keep America Great. Woodmere Denver's got the front as they race on down the backstretch, and Jay Harris trying to rein this one in a little bit. As a freewheeling on top now, the 2-5 favorite Woodmere Denver is out to lead about a half dozen lengths as they race on to the opening quarter. St. Lad's Mischief second, Better Be Early, then Snow Walker, trailing pair Uber Hanover and Keep America Gray. And they work on past that opening quarter in 28-2. Woodmere, Denver with a lead of about 7 lengths or so. Then St. Lad's Mischief and Better Be Early. Snow Walker to the outside is racing third from last in front of the trailing pair of Uber Hanover and Keep America Great. But Woodmere Denver is rolling and is in front by about 7 or 8 over St. Lad's Mischief. Better Be Early is third. Then Snow Walker. This field is spread out, half of 57. And Woodmere Denver leading as they work their way on into the backstretch. Woodmere Denver, St. Lad's Mischief is about 12 or more off the lead. Looking to grab third, Snow Walker, and take it from Better Be Early. But the field now chasing Woodmere Denver, whose lead is out to about 15 lengths and keeps widening as they work their way on by 3/4, 125-2, a 28-2 third panel. Woodmere Denver continues and racing second. St. Lad's Mischief, Better Be Early, and Snow Walker. And the field turns for home. Woodmere Denver is just laying a beating on this field right now. Woodmere Denver is going to just coast to the finish. Then St. Lad's Mischief will finish second, beaten by about 14 or 15 lengths. And then Better Be Early and fourth looked like Snow Walker. 155-3. And, well, it was a thrashing by Woodmere Denver. There's a look at Woodmere Denver. Jay Harris, the winning drive. Woodmere Denver is an 8-year-old Pang Shu Bay gelding, owned and trained by Pamela Goodale. Fourth win for Woodmere Denver this year and 14th lifetime, 155-3. Seventh race payouts: 1 Woodmere, Denver, 280, 210, 210, 3 St. Lad's Mischief, 420, 330, 4 Better Be Early, 240. $2 exact or 18.90. Dollars rise 69.75. Dollar super 391.80. 20-cent super 78.36. The seventh race order finished from the top. So 142, 356. That's 142, 356 on the bottom. Field on post parade for race number 8. Number 2 is Crazen Party Boy, J.R. Platt for Bruce Gilkinson. Number 3, All-Star Bruiser, Paul McKenzie for Matt Dupuis and Mike Saftik and DLP Racing. Number 4, Brooklyn Strong, Mike Whalen for Dan O'Brien. Number 5, Moon Lover Bovino, Jay Harris for Lacey McCabe and Glenview Livestock. And number 6, the writer, Daryl Thiessen for Melissa Lemery and Jeffrey Boyd. Number 7, for 8 days a week, Austin Soray for Chris Rogers and Doug High. And absent from the parade is 1, Country Mouse, Travis Henry for Carl Dawson and Teresa Large. Field of 7, race number 8. Well, fans, we have a pick of the night designation for number 2, Crazen Party Boy. 18-1 last time out and parked early, got the lead, and a very game blinds Frankie J eventually got by late in the mile, but Crazen Party Boy was really good. Won 3 in a row before that start, and that last one was a start in this class, a mile of 54. Then Crazen Party Boy, post position 2. I think the plan is to go to the front, don't look back, and don't let any get by you. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. Crazen Party Boy is the 3-2 betting favorite. Others in here, number 6, the writer, is one that last race July the 22nd. Normally you would think might need a start, but qualified in 54-1 at Grand River, so that suggests that the rider just might be one that you could write down here as a contender. You see this one racing in 51-4 back-to-back starts back in June at Mohawk. Off a layoff, but the rider certainly looks off that qualifier to be one that can be ready to go. One that's a 4-year-old sports rider, gelding, that had only 1 start last year, a winner. Obviously something went wrong because then it was off a long while. Had only 5 starts this year. The writer and Daryl Thiessen for Melissa Lemery is the 3-5 betting favorite. Number 5, Moon Lover Bovino. It was 3rd in this class behind Lions Frankie J and Crazen Party Boy last time out. And I think overall, based on what we've seen of this one of late, Moon Lover Bovino has to be considered a top 3. Jay Harris for Lacey McCabe. Lacey has strong numbers again this year. Moon Lover Bovino is 6-1. And number 3, All-Star Bruiser, been just a fringe player of late. Better post than the last start, and comes back on a tighter rotation. All-Star Bruiser and Paul McKenzie for Matt Dupuis might be able to round out the top 4 here. 8-1 on the board. The fans are trying to decide between the 2 and the 6, and right now they've gone to the 6. The writer, Daryl Thiessen, as a 3-5 betting favorite off of the layoff last race July the 22nd. gate is rolling for race number 8. Country Mouse, Crazy Party Boy on the inside. In the center, All-Star Bruiser, Brooklyn Strong, and Moon Lover Bovino to the outside, the rider, and Frank Days a Week. Field for race number 8. In the stretch, gathering speed approaching the start. There at the start of the rough, Crazy Party Boy, Moon Lover Bovino, and Freight Days a Week on the outside as they sprint on into that first turn. Crazy Party Boy, but Moon Lover Bovino is going to beat that one off the gate, and Crazy Party Boy is second. Freight Days a Week has gone rough, and Country Mouse is racing third. Then racing fourth is All-Star Bruiser. Fifth is Brooklyn Strong, the rider. Second last, and Freight Days a Week is trailing the field. Moon Lover Bovino at 3-1 has the lead as they race on past that opening quarter in 27-3. Crazy Party Boy is racing position second. Country Mouse is third, and then fourth is All-Star Bruiser, Brooklyn Strong, the rider, and Freight Days a Week. They're all in a line, and behind Moon Lover Bovino, who is moving along on a lead of about 2 lengths right now over Crazy Party Boy. Country Mouse is racing position third. Then All-Star Bruiser on the outside is going to be coming on first over now and giving cover to the rider on the outside. 57 halftime. And with the lead still, Moon Lover Bovino. Crazy Party Boy in the pocket, keeping a watch on Moon Lover Bovino. All-Star Bruiser on the outside now has come on and is just a length and a half off the lead. Moon Lover Bovino still strong. On the outside, All-Star Bruiser. Crazy Party Boys racing third. The rider is fourth, and fifth is Country Mouse. Then Brooklyn Strong and Freight Days a Week. And it is Moon Lover Bovino who leads as they race to 3/4, 125-3. Moon Lover Bovino, 3 wide. The rider now is coming. The rider is closing ground. Moon Lover Bovino is strong. Getting urging now by Jay Harris. And then on the inside, Crazy Party Boy to the outside, the rider. But Moon Lover Bovino is very sharp. On down the stretch where they come. Moon Lover Bovino up the inside. Crazy Party Boy to the outside is the rider. Moon Lover Bovino, the rider. The rider. You can write this one down as the winner. Moon Lover Bovino, then Crazy Party Boy and Country Mouse, 154-3. Back in front of the winner of race number 8. It's number 6, the rider. Double barrel. Daryl Thiessen with the winning drive. The writer is a 4-year-old sports writer, Bay Gelding, by Jeffrey Boyd and Melissa Lamoureux, and a numbered company. Melissa is the trainer. Second win for the writer this season. Third lifetime. 154-3. Eighth race payouts number 6, the writer, 340, 210, 210. Fine, 5, Moon Lover Bovino, 260, 210. 2 Crazen Party Boy, 210. $2 exact, 11.30. Dollar try, 8.20. Dollar super, 30.50. 20-cent super, 6.10. 8th race, Silver finish from the top, 4357216. That's 4357216 on the bottom. Scheduled for the ninth race on parade. One Little Manny, Paul McKenzie for Rafael Barassa and Kim Ebacker. Number 2 is Flash Cube, Travis Culliver, Jody Cullen, and Yvonne Mondu. Number 3 is Captain Butler, Steve Houdon for Nicoliadis. 4 Written in Stone, Dale Spence for Brenda Duncan and David Duncan. 5 is Honolulu Vacation, Anthony Hunt for Cody Hawkins. Number 6, Bugsy McGuire, Austin Soray for Rachel Andrew. And number 7 is Paybug, Eddie Hensley for Jared Mann and Ron Nobes and Charles Gazzola. And 8 is He's Touring, Jay Harris drives for Louis F. Timiadis and Alex Galco. It's a field of 8, race number 9, our final dash on this Sunday evening. Let's get a look at some of the main players in here, or at least who I think they are. We'll start with number 2, Flash Cube, Travis Culliver, Jody Cullen. One that's got just a couple of wins on the year, but one that, drops down in class from a much tougher condition group, gets a better post position, and Flash Cube, I think, is one that's going to be able to flash with this class drop. Really compares well in terms of overall speed with the rest of this field, and Flash Cube and Travis Cullen, the one to beat, even money on the board. Number 7, Paybug, is one that's raced well the last 3, has really come on well. And, Jared Mann's barn has been racking up some big numbers this year, especially in the win column. So don't discount this one's chances. Battled hard last race, battled first up. Finished the third, beaten a length and a quarter, but with a better trip, maybe Paybug might have been able to win. Tough to grind it first over. Eddie Hensley for Jared Mann, a definite contender, 6-1. Others to get a look at in here, number 6, Bugsy McGuire, one with a lot of back class that, last him out raced in a bottom class at Georgian Downs, just 5th, and 4th in that bottom class at Georgia in the start before it. This is one that had a good year last year that just maybe starting to age out a little bit as an 11-year-old now, but certainly the class is there. Bugsy McGuire and Austin Soray for Rachel Andrew. Maybe could bounce back and be a top 3 factor here. Bugsy McGuire, 10-1. And number 1, Little Manny. Last race, a tough trip out 3 wide at 3/4, working hard. Was out at the half as well, and backed away in the late going. Little Manny with the inside post maybe can work out a trip. Little Manny and Paul McKenzie for Rafael Barassa. This is one that was a strong earner last year that things just haven't been as good this year. Little Manny has a bit of back class, 12-1. But the fans are all over number 2, Flash Cube, and he is 3-5. Gate is rolling for race number 9. Little Manny, Flash Cube on the inside with Captain Butler. In the center, written in stone, in Honolulu Vacation. And the outside, Bugsy McGuire, Paybuck, and he's touring. Field of 8 for the ninth dash. And the field for the ninth race is at the start of the rough, and Honolulu Vacation leaves with Paybug, Bugsy McGuire, Flash Cube, and Little Manny on the inside. Then it is Captain Butler and written in stone, and he's touring. But the early lead to Honolulu Vacation, who's got a lead of about 2.25 lengths right now. Flash Cube is second. Paybug's racing on the outside third. Little Manny's fourth on the pylons. Bugsy McGuire is racing fifth. On the outside, he's touring. Then Captain Butler and written in stone. Honolulu Vacation, and Anthony Hahn looks for a fourth win on the evening, and right now is in front a length and a half over the 1-5 Flash Cube, opening quarter 27-2. Paybug's racing third. Little Manny to the outside is first up, racing fourth. Then Bugsy McGuire, he's touring Captain Butler, and written in stone 27-2. They roll up towards the half. Honolulu Vacation is enjoying the front right now. Flash Cube, then Little Manny is first up third. Paybugs inside fourth. He's touring's racing fifth, and then Bugsy McGuire and Captain Butler and written in stone. Half of 56-4 on into the backstretch for Honolulu Vacation. May have to deal with a heavily favored Flash Cube though, who's right there tight in the pocket. And Little Manny's on the outside third. Paybugs racing position to fourth. On the hustle their way toward three quarters. Then he's touring his fifth, and out three wide comes Captain Butler coming on. Captain Butler's making up some ground. Then Bugsy McGuire and written in stone. It is Honolulu Vacation, Little Manny inside third, Flash Cube. Captain Butler is advanced up to fourth, and fifth is Paybuck. Three quarters, 126. And it is Honolulu Vacation. As the field turns for home, Flash Cube now needs to get out and attack as they come on down the stretch ride. Honolulu Vacation, Flash Cube up the inside. Honolulu Vacation, Flash Cube is getting closer. Flash Cube up the inside. Flashes on by. Then Honolulu Vacation, and then it was Paybug and Bugsy McGuire. 155-2. Flash Cube. There is the winner, Flash Cube. Travis Cullen, the winning driver for trainer Jody Cullen and owner Yvonne Mondu. Flash Cube, a 7-year-old sports writer, Bay Gelding. It's the third win on the season, 28th lifetime for Flash Cube. Ninth race payouts 2 Flash Cube, 240, 210, 210. 5 Honolulu Vacation, 250, 210. 7 Paybug, 370. $2 exactor, 410. Dollar try, $10. 20-cent high five, 32.17. Double, $5.30, $2 ticket. Dollar pick 3, 275. We had a 20-cent pick 4 of 509. Ninth race order finish from the top. So 516-72438. That's 516-72438 on the bottom. That concludes the live harness racing program for this Sunday evening. Note that our next live racing event is Thursday, not Tuesday. Thursday. No racing on Tuesday night. Thursday, first dash, 6:25 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shanna.